This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
And a very pleasant good afternoon, everybody. We welcome you here to Warburton Field on the campus of Minico High School. As this afternoon, the Preston Indians open postseason play. It's the play-in game along with the Jerome Tigers getting ready to get underway here from Minico. The winner of today's game will take on Minico coming up a little bit later on this afternoon here from Warburton Field. The Tigers have just taken the field. Let's give you the starting lineups as we are getting ready to start here this afternoon. First for the Preston Indians, they'll be the visiting team here in this afternoon's game. It'll be Tate Green leading off. He'll play third base. Dylan Haslam will do the catching and hit the number 2 spot. Jackson Facer will hit third. He'll play at first base. Isaiah Smith will bat fourth, and he will do the pitching here today. Justin Inglett is the shortstop, and he'll hit in the 5 spot. It'll be Alex Hansen to hit 6th. He'll be in center field. Zach Allen is the designated hitter. He'll hit 7th. Cragen Johnson is the second baseman. He'll hit 8th, and Caden Whitehead is the right fielder. He'll hit 9th. Brandon Hess will play left, and he'll be the flex player, more or less, to use a term from the softball realm here this afternoon. As with on the mound today for the Jerome Tigers, it's Jaden Boss, who the Indians faced one other time earlier this year. Boss picked up the win in that game. He worked 4 innings, gave up a total of 5 runs, 6 hits, walked 3, and struck out 4 in that game. That was a game that was originally scheduled to be played in Preston, but because of overnight rains that day, it was sent here to Jerome. And the Indians ended up losing both ends of the doubleheader that day, as they lost the first game by a score of 7-6, and then lost the second game by a score of 7-3. The 7-6 loss was a loss that came in the bottom of the 7th inning. That was the game that Boss and Isaiah Smith pitched, and then Smith will pitch today for the Preston Indians as well. So we're ready to play baseball here this afternoon, and the first pitch to Tate Green is up high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Game time temperature today, under mostly sunny skies, 68 degrees, and the pitch over for a strike. And it's 1-1 here to Tate Green. Boss ready again, comes home, fastball misses down and away in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike here against Green. Boss, the big right-hander, stands both feet on the rubber, now rocks and throws. And the pitch is down low, and it goes to 3 balls and a strike. Green hitting .396 on the year, 19 hits and 48 at-bats. That doubleheader they played against Jerome, he went 2 for 8 in those games that day. Boss's 3-1 offering is outside and high, ball 4. Green draws a walk to lead off here in the first inning. Dylan Haslam will come up. Haslam doing the catching of Isaiah Smith today. Green over at first. Kind of a conservative lead, not really going anywhere here in the first inning. As Boss comes home to Haslam, a little breaking pitch on the inside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. Haslam, in the game at Century earlier this week, had one hit, scored a run. He went 1 for 4 in that game. Remember, that was the game that Preston scored 3 runs in the top of the first inning and then were held off the scoreboard the rest of the game as they go to first, and Green hops back on the bag. Not only were they held off the scoreboard the rest of the game, they only had 2 hits after the first inning that day. There goes Green. The pitch is low and away. No throw by the catcher, Craig, as Green steals second base. For Green, that's his 8th stolen base of the year. So Tate now with a lead away from second base, kind of bird-dogging him there is the Geiger defense. As the pitch is hit foul off the first base side. And it goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here on Haslam. So Dillon, with the 1 hit that he had against Century on Monday afternoon, here comes the 1-2, is inside and hit him. So a walk, stolen base, and now a hit batter. Runners at first and second. Still nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Now here's Jackson Facer. Now hold on. Umpires are going to get together. I think there's a question coming from the Jerome dugout if Haslam made a true effort to try to get out of the way of the pitch. As the umpires get together and have a quick word and seem to be in agreement, so the home plate umpire comes back in behind the dish. So 2 on, nobody out here in the first inning against Jaden Boss. And now here's the left-handed hitting Jackson Facer at the plate. And the first pitch home to Jackson is inside, ball 1. Facer coming off the game against Century where he was 0 for 2 in the game. Did walk once. Struck out a couple of times in these earlier meetings this year against Jerome. Ball hit in the air to left. Left fielder Mills is there. Puts the squeeze on that one for the first out. Runners hold their positions, and there's 1 out here in the first. So 1 out, now to bring up Isaiah Smith. Smith will do the pitching this afternoon. He comes up here with a chance to help himself here in the first inning. Boss sits at the belt, now comes home. The first pitch to Smith, hit right back to the box. They go to second. There's 1. And because the second baseman stumbled, he was unable to make a turn and to make the play back over toward first base when they would have had Smith hung out to dry. But because of that, it's just simply going to be a fielder's choice and put runners at the corners now with 2 outs. So they get Haslam 1-4. On the force out for the second out of the inning. Now that'll bring up Justin Inglett with runners at the corners and 2 outs. So Inglett at the plate. Green down the line from third. Smith over at first. There goes Isaiah. The pitch is high, dropped by the catcher, and it'll be a stolen base. So second stolen base of the inning. Runners at second and third now for the Indians with 2 outs and a 1 ball, no strike count here on Justin Inglett. Boss ready. Roxon comes home. Inglett chases one up in his eyes, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Inglett had 1 of the 5 hits for Preston in that game at Century. Was 1 for 3 overall, singled and struck out. Here's the 1-1. Taking all the way and takes a strike. It's 1-2. Inglett, a .261 hitter overall on the year, 12 hits and 46 at-bats. And trying to pick up a couple of runs here with runners out at second and third here. As Boss rocks, here's the 1-2 in the dirt. Evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 now, the count on Inglett. And Boss trying to get out of the inning. Here he comes with the 2-2 pitch. That's low. And the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 3-2 pitch, little ground ball toward the shortstop. He's going to have to hurry. Wallace picks it, throws, pulled him off the bag. Everybody's safe and a run is in. So Green comes in to make it 1-0. They're going to score it a hit for Inglet, so it's an infield RBI single. Smith goes to third. Once again, runners at the corners for Preston. Now here's Alex Hansen with 2 outs. As Boss peeks back behind him at first, now sets at the belt, and the first pitch is a play. They go to the pitcher, and Smith able to get back in safely. So with the runner going, Jerome sniffed out the play. They threw the ball to the pitcher, who then threw back behind Isaiah Smith, not in time. So Inglet ends up stealing the bag. That's the 3rd stolen base of the top of the first inning for the Indians. Pitch is high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Hansen takes that one up high, and it goes to 2 balls and a strike. So Hansen, who's driven in 7 runs here on the year, with a chance to drive in a couple of more with runners in scoring position here. Boss's 2-1 offering. That's down low. Ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. So Boss, who allowed only 5 runs on 6 hits, and really controlled the game throughout his time in there against Preston earlier this year, struggling a bit here in the top of the first inning. Here comes the 3-1. It's up high again, ball 4. Second walk of the inning to go along with a hit batter. And that'll load the bases. And here's Zach Allen, but hold on, we're going to get a visit to the mound here first. As the coach for the Jerome Tigers comes out, kind of motions to the catcher to go back behind home plate. Doesn't need him out there, so this is just going to be just a quick chat with Boss out on the mound as he now turns and heads back toward the dugout. Today's game is brought to you in part by Northern Title Company. Good deeds done daily is what they like to say. You can find them at 96 South State Street in Preston. Call Northern Title for all your title or escrow needs. You can reach them at 852-5700 as the first pitch to Allen is rolled foul, and it's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Boss. Rocks and throws and comes home with that one. It's over for a strike. Little breaking pitch, outside corner at the knees. Now he has Allen in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Allen, who was a .333 hitter on the year. Boss winds. Here he comes, and the pitch to Allen on the outside corner is strike 3 called, and Allen goes down, and so do the Indians here in the top of the first inning. But they get a run. 1 hit, couple of walks. They leave the bases loaded here in the top of the first inning as well. As we go here to the bottom of the first, after a half inning here this afternoon, it's Preston 1 and the Jerome Tigers coming up.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
If you're doing some cleanup work around the yard, the house, the garage, or the farm, remember, you can turn scrap metal into cash when you take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal in Preston. They pay top dollar for aluminum cans, aluminum window and door frames, brass and steel. They take junk cars and trucks, farm equipment, and industrial gear. So rather than taking that stuff to the landfill, park it on the scales at Idaho Salvage and Metal on West Oneida in Preston.
KACH.
Well, we go to the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 Indians on top here as we go bottom one. As we give you the Jerome order here as they come up here in the bottom of the first. Jerome Wallace is the shortstop. He'll lead off here against Isaiah Smith. Mason Rue is the second baseman. He'll hit second. Kyle Craig does the catching and hits in the 3 spot. J.W. James hits fourth. He's over in right. Jace Mills is the left fielder. He'll hit fifth. The pitcher, Jaden Boss, hits in the 6th spot as Isaiah Smith rocks and comes home with the first pitch. A little ground ball toward the hole, and it's into left field, base hit. So Wallace leads off the bottom of the first inning with a single. Batting, that'll bring up Mason Rue. Finishing up the lineup here for the Jerome Tigers, Caleb Leitner is the first baseman. He hits 7th. Garrett Scarrow, I should say, is the center fielder. He'll hit in the 8th spot. And then Garrett Elson is the second baseman, and he hits 9th. So Wallace over at first. Nobody out here, bottom one. Preston on top, 1-0. And the first pitch here to Rue is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Rue, a .288 hitter on the year. Drove in 11, has a total of 6 extra base hits on the years. The next pitch misses, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Smith's going to go to first base, and back to the bag is Wallace. Rue, I guess you could kind of make light of it now. There goes the runner. The pitch is over for a strike, and the throw is also a strike and in time. So Wallace gunned down 2-6 on the stolen base attempt. And the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Smith's 1-2 pitch, little half swing roller toward third. Green charges, has to really wind up and throw, and got him at first base. Nice play. So good job by Green to charge. Looked like he had to reach back in a second time and re-grip the ball before he could throw, but still got enough on it to get it across in time for the out. And there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Here's Kyle Craig, the catcher. Craig had 1 hit in that doubleheader against Preston earlier this year as he tries to take one to left field and comes up empty, and it's 0-1. He was 1 for 7 on the day. The 1 hit that he had was a triple. He also had an RBI that afternoon as the next pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. He walked once, and during the doubleheader, he ended up striking out a total of 3 times as well. The 0-2. Fastball just missed outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 offering. Swung on and missed. Dropped by Haslam, I should say. He has to record the out at first base, which he does. And the inning is over. No runs, a hit, nobody left. We're done with an inning. We'll go to the second. Preston 1, Jerome nothing at FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
Do you remember last spring when runoff water was flooding fields and borrow pits because of plugged, collapsed, or non-existent culverts? Well, now is the time to get new culverts installed, and Valley Implement and Irrigation has the culverts you need. They buy them by the semi-load, and they have poly pipes and culverts in the diameter and length that will get that water running where it needs to go in the spring. Remember, too, that Valley Implement has a great selection of used tractors and farm equipment at prices that work for your operation. See Valley Implement and Irrigation in Preston, Logan, or Gray.
KACH.
Move along to the second inning here this afternoon. 1-0 Preston on top as they post a run in the top of the first inning. Here's we go to the second. Craig Johnson, Caden Whitehead, then back to the top of the order, and Tatum Green due up for the Indians. So as Boss continues his warm-up tosses here, we will remind you that today's game is brought to you in part by Naylor Insurance. Naylor Insurance, they're in Preston. Remember, nobody cares like we do, is what they like to say. They're part of the Mutual of Eamon Network. They offer home, auto, farm, and business insurance, and you should check that out today to get a quote. Naylor Insurance, 153 North State Street in Preston, or give them a call at 852-0810, 852-0810. Craig Johnson leads it off here at the bottom of the check that top of the second inning, I should say, for the Indians. First pitch swung on and missed, and an off-speed pitch, and it's 0-1. Today's game is a play-in game. The winner of this afternoon's game will face Minico coming up later today around 5 o'clock, as that pitch is swung on and hit foul at home plate, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. This is one of 2 play-in games going on today. The other one's going on at Twin Falls High School as a pitch home to Johnson. Off speed, waved out and missed. Cragen goes down on strikes. That's the first out here in the second. And the second strikeout for Jaden Boss. Here's Caden Whitehead. Whitehead has had a lot of playing time, a lot of at-bats this season, but getting a chance today as that pitch is swung on and missed. Good fastball, threw it by him. Whitehead only had 14 at-bats during the regular season, was 3 for 14. Did walk a couple of times. The 0-1 misses down and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. The other play-in game that's going on today, as we mentioned, it's going on over at Twin Falls High School. That is Wood River against Mountain Home, and the winner of that game will face the number 1 seed Twin Falls. The ball popped up to the right side. The second baseman Elson's there, makes the play. 2 up, 2 down here in the second. We go back to the top of the order now, and here's Tate Green with 2 outs. Green, who walked, stole a base, and scored the only run of the game his first time up, takes that pitch down low. Ball 1 ball and no strikes. Nice sunshiny day here this afternoon. A little bit of a breeze. The ball hit foul back into the screen. Light wind blowing from the right field corner out toward left center field here today. Boss, here he comes as he with Hoffers up the 1-1. This is outside, 2 balls and a strike. Boss again rocks and throws with the 1-2. Hit foul again back into the screen. One thing is for sure that something's going to have to give here between these two teams today, as Preston has come in losers of 7 in a row. As a breaking pitch again misses outside, 2-2. And for Jerome, they come into the game here today. They've lost 8 straight. So something indeed will have to give here before the afternoon's over. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Green. Hit foul again over the top of the press box. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. He thought about it and then kind of double clutched and then hit a ball right along the left field line that Mills comes over and makes the catch. The pitch kind of fooled Green. He double clutched and then flew out to left. He made pretty good contact on it, all things considered. Preston goes in order. We'll go to the bottom of the second after an inning and a half. Indians on top 1-0 on mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that $20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
In Franklin County, they know it's what's on the inside that really matters. That's why they offer advanced radiology and imaging using the latest in technology, performing x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, nuclear testing, ultrasounds, mammography, and much more, right in Preston, Idaho. With short wait times and a highly skilled staff available around the clock, they'll help you reach a diagnosis quicker. Make sure your doctor knows you want to save time and money closer to home. Let them be the next to take your picture. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
KACH.
Bottom of the second, 1-0 Preston on top here as we go here to the bottom of the second inning. And for Jerome, J.W. James leads it off. First pitch from Smith, misses down low. Ball. We'll go with 0-2. They have 2 balls on the board. We'll go with that until we get corrected here as the next pitch is up high. And it is indeed 3-0. Smith, who gave up a leadoff hit, but then Wallace was caught trying to steal second base. Next 2 men also made out as the pitch here is ball up high, ball 4. So the leadoff man aboard as James walks. Leadoff man on for the second straight inning. First walk given up by Smith today. And now here's Jace Mills, the left fielder. Isaiah, who pitched one of the 2 games against Jerome earlier this year. In fact, he matched up against Boss in the first game of the doubleheader. The first pitch is swung on and missed. He went 5 innings that day. Gave up 4 runs on 7 hits. He walked 1. As that pitch is up high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Jerome had a tough time figuring him out as he struck out 10 over his 5 innings of work that day. Here's the 1-1. Missed outside, 2 balls and a strike. For Jerome, who put together a pretty good year, they opened the season by winning their first 5 games in a row. Smith ready again. Sets, comes home, the 2-1, hit foul, 2-2. They had wins over Buell, Rigby, Wood River, and then sweeping the doubleheader against Preston to jump out to a 5-0 start on the season. Smith ready again. Holding. Now comes home with the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Gets away from Haslam. Everybody on the move. They're going to be safe as the ball rolls all the way over by the further base dugout. As it'll be a strikeout wild pitch to allow Mills to reach first base. So 2 on and nobody out. And now here's the pitcher, Jaden Boss. Smith looks back at first base, comes home, and that's over for a strike, and it's 0-1. The first loss of the year for Jerome came against Centennial. Again, they lost 14-0. Smith looking back at second base. Now the breaking pitch on the corner. 0-2. After Jerome improved their record to 6-1 with a 10-5 win over Sandpoint, Tigers then went on to lose 6 out of the next 7 games. As the pitch is up high, 1-2. So kind of a mixed bag over the first 12 or 14 games for Jerome. The 1-2 pitch, fastball is up high, 2-2. They ended that skid by winning the second game of a doubleheader against Century to get back on the winning side. The 2-2 offering, breaking ball hit foul back into the screen. So it stays at 2-2. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. I take that back. There is one out. As pitches down low, runs the count full 3-2. That strikeout wild pitch is just simply a strikeout because when he threw the pitch, first base was occupied. So that becomes the third strikeout for Isaiah Smith. His little half swing. Does he go too far? They ask. Swing, says the base umpire. He's out. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Smith. Three overall in the game. Now with 2 outs, it'll bring up Caleb Leitner. First pitch here is a big chopper toward the right side. Johnson had it, dropped it, throws to first, not in time. As reaching is Leitner on the air, charged to Johnson. So Johnson has that ball kind of eat him up. James goes all the way to the third. Runners at the corners. And 2 outs. Here's the number 8 hitter, Garrett Scarrow, the center fielder. Smith again out of the stretch, comes home, a little breaking pitch, ground ball wide to third, into left field, base hit to tie the game. Stopping at third is Leitner, at second rather is Leitner as James comes home, and it's a 1-1 tie. So those leadoff walks start to rear the regularly ahead again, as most of the time, 90+% of leadoff walks score in the inning. Here is Garrett Elson as he takes the first pitch over for a strike. The 0-1 misses down and away. For the Tigers, they won the first game of a doubleheader against Mountain Home, ended up splitting that doubleheader against Mountain Home. As it pitches up high, ball 2 balls and a strike. What they didn't know is what it would be the last game that they would win during the regular season, as they went on to lose another 7 in a row after that. As a pitch in the dirt gets away from Haslam, both runners will move up 90 feet. It'll be a wild pitch to allow the runners to advance. So runners at second and third now with 2 outs in the inning. Smith ready, goes back to the windup. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and missed. Chased one up in his eyes and runs the count full 3-2. So currently the Tigers are riding an 8-game losing streak. As we mentioned, that skid started in the second game of the doubleheader against Mountain Home as the pitch is low, ball 4, and that'll load the bases. Second walk of the game given up by Isaiah Smith. Now with the bases loaded, we go back to the top of the order, and Jerome Wallace, who one-hopped a single in left field his first time up. Breaking ball is fouled away off the first base side, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 against Wallace. Breaking ball, misses high. A ball and a strike. Wallace, who drove in 13 during the regular season, up there with the bases loaded. Breaking pitch over this time, and it's 1-2. 270 hitter, 20 hits, and 74 at bats. Hits a fly ball along the right field line. Whitehead giving chase, dives, and he can't get it, and it's going to bounce behind him. It's going to clear the bases. As Wallace turns and heads for third, he'll be in there standing. It's a 3-run triple, and Jerome leads 4-1. So Wallace clears the bases by hitting one along the left field line. Wallace, with a heck of an effort, gave it a dive near the line, but wasn't able to get it. It bounced behind him. So 4 runs here in the bottom of the second inning for Jerome, and they lead it 4-1. Mason Rue up there now. First pitch was a ball. Next pitch, breaking pitch, over for a strike. So 4 runs home in the inning on 2 hits, an error, a couple of walks. The 1-1 hit foul, again back into the screen, and it's 1-2. One-two pitch hit foul, stays at a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 hit in the air, short center. Hansen comes up a few steps. He's there, makes the catch, and that's the end of the inning. 4 runs in the inning, however, for Jerome. Couple of hits, an error, and they leave a man at third base as well. As we're done with 2 innings, we'll move along to the third. After 2, Jerome 4, Preston 1 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
The Limbic Arc may help you or someone you know be more calm. It's simple to use. Find out more by logging on to mylocalradio.com and clicking on the Limbic Arc logo. Check it out now. Visit mylocalradio.com and click on any Limbic Arc logo.
Advertise your open positions on the radio. You'll be amazed how quickly you see a response. You'll reach more people for less. The Job Stop includes radio and internet advertising. Call us for more info. We're a local company with a toll-free number, 833-856-9625. That's 833-856-9625.
KACH.
Move along to the third inning. Jerome now leading by a score of 4-1. Dan Hubbard with you from Warburton Field on the campus of Minico High School. The play-in game for the Great Basin 10 Conference. One of 2 play-in games going on here today. As here we go to the third inning. Dylan Haslam, Jackson Facer, and Isaiah Smith due up here for the Preston Indians. So Boss ready to go back to work, retired the side in order last inning. And the first pitch here in the third is lined to left. Mills has to come up and play it on a hop. As for Haslam, he leads off here in the top of the third inning with a single to the left, and that brings up Jackson Facer. Facer flew out to left his first time up. Haslam with a hit here now today has now hit safely in 15 of the last 16 overall for the Indians. So here's Facer. Runner bluffs it first. The pitch goes behind Facer and all the way to the backstop, and Haslam's just going to keep on going all the way to second base. So the wild pitch against Boss puts the runner in scoring position. No balls, 1 strike. They count on Facer. Boss 6 again at the letters. And the pitch hit foul at home plate. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Today's game brought to you in part by Tattles Bar and Grill. Place to go for the best breakfast in the city of Preston. They're open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 days a week. They serve breakfast and lunch, so you can stop in 7 days a week and enjoy a great home-cooked meal today at Tattles. The 1-1 is down low. 2 balls and a strike. They're at 790 West Oneida in Preston as you're heading out toward the west side. Our own John Beverly was there this morning and had breakfast before coming to work as our studio coordinator this afternoon. The 2-1 pitch is inside, ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. So 3-1, the count on Facer. Haslam at second, led off the inning with a single, went to second on a wild pitch. The 3-1 pitch over for a strike, and the count now full, 3-2. Here comes the 3-2 pitch on the way to Facer. And it is a little ground ball to the right side, headed toward the hole, knocked down by the second baseman. Elson can't control it. Everybody is safe. That'll be an infield hit for Facer.
Up to bat, number 6, Isaiah Smith.
There goes Facer for second base as no one's covering the bag. As Boss just kind of got lost within himself and advanced to second base. So 2 hits in the inning for the Indians. And the first pitch here to Smith is hit foul back to the screen. 0-1, the count on Isaiah. Hit into a fielder's choice his first time up and was left at third base in the first inning when the Indians left the bases loaded. Boss working out of the windup, comes home in the 0-1. Breaking ball is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's Boss's 1-1 offering. Is hit on the line into left field. Oh, great backhanded play by the shortstop who gets a force at third. Boy, that looked like it was headed for left field, and Wallace out of nowhere able to get to the ball and get the force out of Haslam going to third. That's the first out of the inning, and that's a big out.
Number 44, Justin England.
That had the potential of loading the bases with nobody out. So runners again at first and first pitch here to Inglet, misses down low, ball 1. Next pitch is ground ball again toward the hole. Backhanded by Wallace. This time it goes off his glove. And there goes the runner to third base. So England hits one into the hole that Wallace tried to backhand and couldn't get to. Smith now goes all the way to third. So runners at the corners, and here's Alex Hansen. They're going to go to first base. And over at first base, Inglet dove into the dirt and just kind of belly flopped and came up short. Had to do a little swim move, a couple of strokes over to first base to get there in time. It's a good thing Leitner didn't put the tag on him, otherwise he would have been out. They go over there again, good idea. But this time Inglet able to get far enough into the bag. Smith down the line from third. There goes the runner. The pitch is hit foul, and the hit-and-run play over the top of the press box and back to the screen. So no balls and a strike. Hansen back up in the box. Boss comes home. The pitch misses down low, and it's 1-1. Run home here in the inning for the Indians. It's 4-2. Outfield straight away against Alex. There goes the runner. The pitch is down low in the dirt. Craig can't pick it out of the dirt, and it'll be a stolen base as England moves up to second base. So again, there's runners at the corners. Here's the 2-1. Looped along the right field line. Going to be trouble, but it's going to land foul as James not able to get to it, but it lands foul nonetheless. Today's game brought to you by Signature Healthcare at Home, formerly known as All Access Home Healthcare and Hospice. They've been providing health care and hospice care to Southeast Idaho and Northern Utah for over 15 years now. And if you'd like more information, you can set up an in-home visit to find out more. 2-2 pitch is up high, runs the count full, 3-2. All you have to do is make a phone call to set up that in-home visit. 852-1699. That's 852-1699 for Signature Healthcare at Home. The 3-2 pitch popped up. Short center, right around second base. It's the shortstop, Wallace, to make the catch. Smith bluffs coming down the line from third to draw a throw. And there's 2 outs in the inning. So with 2 outs, here's Zach Allen, the designated hitter who struck out his first time up back in the first inning. Struck out on 3 pitches. Allen's coming off an 0-for-3 day against Century back at the beginning of the week. First pitch hit in the air to left field, hit pretty well. Mills started in, now he's got to go back, and he's lost the ball, and it bounces out on the track. A run is in to make it 4-3 on a long double by Zach Allen. That ball went straight up as Smith and Inglet come home to score and tie the game as Preston gets 3 here in the top of the third inning on Allen's 2-run double. Ball went right up in the air. Mills lost it. He started in a couple of steps and realized the ball was way over his head. And here's Craig Johnson and takes the first pitch down low. Ball 1, 1-0. Johnson, a strikeout victim his first time up. The 1-0 offering. Popped up along the right field line this time. Again, trouble in foul ground. A trio of Tigers can't get to it. And it drops untouched and out of play. One ball, 1 strike. Johnson climbs back in. Allen walking lead away from second base after doubling home a couple of runs. Next pitch to Johnson, misses high and away. 2 balls and a strike. Those 2 RBIs for Allen, just his 3rd and 4th of the season. And it's his first RBIs since the first game of the year at Canyon Ridge. The 2-1. Swung on and missed. It's 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes on Johnson. Preston gets Isaiah Smith even. We're tied at 4 here in the top of the third. Boss ready, kicks and comes home. well outside, knocked down by Craig for keeping it going to the backstop. As Zach stands on second base. Johnson takes a little walk around, now climbs back in. Boss back up on top, looks back at Allen, and the pitch home. Off speed, big high breaking pitch is high, ball 4. So the inning continues after the walk to Craig and Johnson. That's the third walk given up by Boss today.
Now batting for Preston, number 21, Caden Whitehead.
And the number 9 hitter is Caden Whitehead as he comes to the plate. 3 runs on 4 hits here in the inning, and here's Whitehead, who popped up his first time up today. And the first pitch is a fastball on the corner, and it's 0-1. One game already in the books in the big leagues today, an afternoon game in Chicago. The Cubs shut out the Cardinals by a score of 4-0. That's Hendricks over Flaherty. Anthony Rizzo hit a home run today for the Cubs, his 8th of the year. As the pitch to Whitehead is down low and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Caden, who came in late in the game at the game at Century back on Monday of this week, but did not have an official at-bat in the game as he hits the pitch foul off the first base side. It goes to 1-2. Whitehead, the 8th man to hit here in the inning. Center fielder Scaro is a bit shallow in center field in the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, he's taking that pitch up high, and it's 2-2. So a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Whitehead, and the offering home. Little ground ball that's past the mound. Ellison has it, thought about tagging the runner, then throwing a bounce to first base, and he gets away. Everybody's safe. No error on the play, it'd be an infield hit. And it'll load the bases for the Indians as we go back to the top of the order.
Now batting for Preston, number 27, Tate Green.
That's the 5th hit of the inning for the Indians. And once again, a visit out to the mound by the head coach for the Tigers, Mike McDonald, back out to the mound. Winner of this game will take on Minico, the number 2 seed. Coming up around 5 o'clock today, probably about a half hour, 45 minutes after this one's over. And today's game brought to you in part by Preston Pharmacy, as they've been providing pharmacy needs for the city of Preston since 1980. Drop in and see for yourself. 39 North 1st East in the city of Preston, or visit them online at prestondrug.com. So here's Tate Green, walked, flew out to left, 2 outs, bases loaded here in the 3rd. Green is the 9th man to hit here in the inning, and the breaking pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Taking it again, takes another strike, and it's 0-2. So Boss jumps out in front of Green, 0-2, and Green asks for and gets timeout from the home plate umpire. Bases loaded. Allen at 3rd, Johnson at 2nd, Whitehead over at 1st. And the 0-2 pitch hit. Popped up right in the middle of the infield. Boss says he'll take it, and does. And for the 2nd time today, Preston will leave the bases loaded. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 3 left. Preston has left 6 on base through 2.5 innings here this afternoon as we go bottom 3. It's Preston 4, Jerome 4 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Kasasa?
We're glad you asked that. Kasasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Kasasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
In business for almost 70 years, Valley Implement has been serving customers with integrity, personalized service, and accountability for generations. Their mission is to contribute to agriculture and the agricultural way of life. When it comes to irrigation, equipment, attachments, parts and service, and precision farming, Valley Implement in Preston is here to work for you. Visit them today, 213 West 8th North, Preston. Valley Implement, all things agriculture.
KACH.
Four ties. We head to the bottom of the third. It's one little piece of housekeeping. That ground ball hit by Whitehead, they did rule it an error. So 3 runs on 4 hits in the inning for Preston. So as we go to the bottom of the third, Kyle Craig, the catcher, will lead it off. He will follow by J.W. James and Jace Mills, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters here in the inning for the Tigers. And the first pitch misses high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Craig struck out his first time up and takes that pitch on the inside half. It's over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Here comes Smith's 1-1 offering. Ground ball toward first, under the glove of Facer, out into right field. So for the third inning in a row, the leadoff man is aboard for Jerome. First hit of the game for Kyle Craig. Now here's J.W. James, who scored 1 of the 4 runs that crossed the plate in the bottom of the second inning here for Jerome. James walked, scored a run. Craig over at first, modest lead. Smith takes a peek at him, comes home, the pitch is outside, ball 1. Other games around the big leagues coming up today, they all don't start really for a couple of hours yet, the rest of them. About an hour and a half, to be exact. Smith ready again. Comes home, the next pitch, breaking ball on the corner, and it's 1-1. Oakland's in Pittsburgh tonight. Anderson against Musgrave. That game gets started in about an hour and a half, as does the Nationals in Philadelphia against the Phillies. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. Jeremy Hellickson goes today for the Nationals. Smith sets at the belt, peeks back behind him at Craig over at first base, and the next pitch is on the corner. Strike 3 called. So James goes down looking. One of the first out. 4th strikeout of the game for Smith. Now here's Jace Mills, who was also a strikeout victim. That back in the second inning, and takes the first pitch here high. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Tampa Bay is in Baltimore tonight. Glasnow against Straley. Again, they go to first base. Pitch is, Craig gets back in on his hands and knees. Smith's next pitch home is hit foul. Rolls back to the screen. Smith ready again, sets at the belt, comes home with the next pitch. That is on the corner. Strike 2 called. It's 1-2. Minnesota will be in the Bronx to take on the Yankees tonight. Gibson against Paxton in that one. There goes the runner. The pitch swung on and missed. The throw through is on a bounce backed up by Craig and Johnson. It's a strikeout, stolen base as Kyle Craig steals second base on the hit and run play. 5 strikeouts now for Isaiah Smith through 2 2/3. And now to bring up the pitcher, Jaden Boss, who also struck out his first time up.
Now batting for Jerome, number 20.
So Boss back up at the plate. They kind of bird dogging the runner at his second base, and the first pitch to Boss hit foul off the first base side, and it's 0-1. San Francisco's in Cincinnati tonight. Scott Gray on the mound for the Reds. Atlanta heads south. They go to the Marlins down in Miami to play. Guzman against Uria. There's a pitch over again, and it's 0-2. Kansas City is in Detroit. Lopez against Boyd. Mariners are in Cleveland to take on the Indians. As the next pitch is swung on and missed. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Isaiah Smith. No runs, a hit, and they leave a man out on the base paths as Isaiah Smith able to work through the bottom of the third. We'll go to the fourth after 3 here this afternoon. It's the Indians 4 and the Jerome Tigers 4 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
It's time for the West Motor Spring Clearance with deep discounts and huge savings on all models, but especially the 2018 models. For example, save up to $13,550 on a new Ram truck. The all-new Jeep Wrangler that is usually never discounted, save up to $7,228. The first all-new redesigned 2019 heavy duty just arrived this week. Come and experience for yourself true refinement and innovation in person. All savings and discounts are clearly marked on each vehicle. Call, click, or visit us today at West Motor Company.
West Motor Company.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
KACH.
Well, as we go here to the fourth inning, after Preston put 4 runs up and batted around last inning, pitching change here for Jerome is coming into pitch was the center fielder Garrett Scarro, the senior. So changes around the infield as Boss is now over at first base. We can pick off the rest of the changes for you as we go along, but Scarro now on the mound. And for Scarro, making his 6th appearance of the year, he's 1-1. ERA of about 5 1/4. He's worked in 9 1/3 innings so far in the year, giving up 11 runs, 7 earned on 12 hits, walked 7 and struck out 8 on the year. As making his 2nd appearance of the year against the Preston Indians as well. Scarro, who actually was the winning pitcher in the first game of the doubleheader against Preston back a month or so ago. As in the first game of the doubleheader, when Scarro came in to relieve Boss, like today, they got a run in the bottom of the 7th inning and ended up winning the game, and Scarro got credit for the victory. So here is Dylan Haslam, the lead off here in the 4th. Takes the first pitch down low and outside, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Haslam hit by a pitch, singled. 1 for 1 officially on the day, and the pitch is lined toward the gap in left center. Mills coming over, can't get it, it's over his head. And once again, it's going to go all the way to the fence. To second is Haslam. He'll pull in there with a leadoff double here in the top of the 4th inning. Hit number 6 for the Indians on the afternoon.
Now batting for Preston, number 1, Jackson Facer.
So here's Jackson Facer, who singled his last time up. So the leadoff man aboard here for the Indians. 3rd time in 4 innings here today they've had the leadoff man aboard. So certainly the pitchers have had to work out of trouble As all 3 innings today, Smith has allowed the leadoff man to be on for against the Indians today. As the first pitch to Facer's a little curveball that's dropped over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Other games coming up tonight around the big leagues. We told you the Mariners will be in Cleveland. Kikuchi against Scott Barber. Toronto will be down in Texas to take on the Rangers. Mike Minor gets the start today for Texas. The Mets hit the road. They're in Milwaukee to take on the Brewers. Half swing, doesn't go. Ball bounces away from the catcher, Craig, and down to third goes Haslam. Ball bounced at home plate. There should be a wild pitch. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Match today for the Mets. Woodruff will go for the Crew in that game in Milwaukee. The 0-2 pitch to Facer, swung on and missed. So Facer down on strikes. First out here in the 4th. First strikeout for Scarro, and the 3rd Preston batter to go down on strikes today. So here's Isaiah Smith. Twice today he's hit into a fielder's choice, so he's 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Runner at 3rd and 1 out. And Jerome will come up all around the infield to try to cut the run down at the plate. First pitch to Isaiah is rolled through the left side, base hit. And the Indians have the lead again. It's 5-4 as Isaiah picks up the RBI single. So the single by Smith. Second hit of the inning. High fives all around for Haslam as he gets back to the dugout. Now here's Justin Inglet. Inglet with a pair of singles on the afternoon. And Smith over at first base. Scarro's first pitch over for a strike. Dropped at home plate with the runner going as Craig unable to make the transfer to the throwing hand. And Smith will steal his second base of the afternoon. Pitch was over for a strike. It's 0-1. So Inglet with a pair of hits now up there with a runner in scoring position. The 0-1. Hit in the air towards center. As the new center fielder has to go back, that's over his head, and that's going to roll all the way to the fence. As coming home is Smith, and it's going to be 6-4. So an RBI double for Inglet, his 3rd hit of the game.
Now riding for Preston, number 32, Alex Hansen.
So 6-4 Preston. Now here's Alex Hansen. Pitch to Hansen, tries to time a breaking pitch, and they called a balk. So no pitch. Balk was called. It sends Inglet to third. So again, Hansen at the plate with another chance to pick up another run here for the Indians. He had an RBI back in the first, drives that one to center. Center fielder has to take a couple of steps back. Tagging and coming home is the runner from third, Inglet, to make it 7-4 on the scoring fly ball by Alex Hansen. So 2 outs, base is empty. And now here's Zach Allen, who doubled in a couple of runs his last time up. Boston's in Chicago today. The Red Sox and the White Sox tangling on the south side. Arizona is in Colorado to take on the Rockies. Ray against Anderson in that one. First pitch to Zach is on the corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. The Dodgers are in San Diego to take on the Padres. Kershaw against Lauer. The Padres announced earlier today that the weekend series against the Dodgers is completely sold out, as that pitch is up high to Allen. 1 ball and 1 strike. So a renewed interest in the Padres in San Diego after the signing of Manny Machado. this year. Not a ticket to be had in any of the 3 games this weekend at Petco. Next pitch to Allen, chases one up in the zone, and it's 1-2. So ball and 2 strikes. Scarrow ready, rocks and throws home. Swung on and missed. So Allen strikes out for the second time today, but not before Preston gets 2 in the inning on 3 hits. And they leave a man out on second base as well. No errors in the inning. Preston now on top as we head to the middle of the 4th. 7-4 Indians on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
We're not your ordinary grocery store at Stokes Market.
It's time for the West Motor Spring Clearance with deep discounts and huge savings on all models, but especially the 2018 models. For example, save up to $13,550 on a new Ram truck. The all-new Jeep Wrangler that is usually never discounted, save up to $7,228. The first all-new redesigned 2019 heavy duty just arrived this week. Come and experience for yourself true refinement and innovation in person. All savings and discounts are clearly marked on each vehicle. Call, click, or visit us today at West Motor Company.
West Motor Company.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
KACH.
As we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, Caleb Leitner, the scheduled hitter, but Justin Page at the plate to hit for him. Takes the first pitch for a strike, and it's 0-1. Smith comes home with the next pitch, ground ball to the right side. Johnson on a couple of big hops goes to first in time for the out. 1 out here in the bottom of inning number 4. So with 1 out,
now batting for Jerome, number 11, Scarrow.
The new pitcher, Garrett Scarrow, will come up to hit. RBI single and scored a run back in the 2nd. First ball swinging, pops it up. Haslam coming back to have a look, but it's going to land on the concourse area, and it's 0-1. A number of folks made the drive over from Preston today to take in the game. The 0-1 pitch, driven toward right center, coming over as Whitehead, not going to be able to get it, has to play it on a bounce. And it's a 1-out single for Garrett Scarrow, his 2nd hit of the game. So with 1 out, that brings up the second baseman, Garrett Elson, will come to the plate. In today's game is brought to you by First American Title. 28 West Oneida is where you can find them. Remember, it's your contract, their commitment, and your smooth closing. First American Title. Call them at 208-852-2810. 852-2810. Smith ready, comes home. Little ground ball to the right side. Johnson will feed second. There's one. The return throw from England, not in time. So Scarrow will be out. 4-6 on the force for the 2nd out of the inning. Elson reaches on the fielder's choice, and if we go back to the top of the order, and Jerome Williams, who singled, came up with the bases loaded back in the 2nd inning and tripled up the gap and cleared the bases. So 2 for 2 and 3 RBIs so far on the day. As they go back to first base, ball gets away from Facer, but not far enough for the runner at first base, Elson, to advance. Actually, the ball was in the dirt and hit Elson and just kind of squirted away. Indians up 3, 7-4. Next pitch is over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Four runs, 5 hits today for Jerome. Next pitch is over for a strike. The throw is not going to be in time, as stealing it is Elson as he swipes second base. And it's 0-2. For Elson, that's his 10th stolen base of the year. Smith ready, hold, now comes home with the 0-2. Swung on, and as the ball was in the dirt, as they just simply have to tag him, which they do, as Wallace strikes out, 2 unassisted on the putout, and that's the way the inning ends. Another strikeout for Isaiah Smith, and we're done with 4 here this afternoon. We'll go to the 5th. Preston leading 7-4 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
When it comes to major surgery, think small. Small town, that is. At Franklin County Medical Center, the surgical capabilities are anything but small. Partnered with the top surgeons and specialists in the region to provide advanced care to those living in southeastern Idaho. Whether it's cataract surgery, women's surgery, gallbladder removal, trauma, even a full hip or knee replacement, they have you covered. And now, they're among the few hospitals in southeastern Idaho able to remove kidney stones. See just how big the surgical capabilities really are. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
KACH.
Go to the top of the 5th inning. Preston on top, 7-4 here this afternoon. 7 runs, 8 hits for the Indians and an error. 4 runs, 5 hits and an error for the Tigers. And here in the top of the 5th inning, Craig Johnson, Caden Whitehead, and then back to the top of the order, and Tate Green due up for the Preston Indians.
Now batting for Preston, number 20, Craig Johnson.
Johnson struck out, walked, 0 for 1 officially on the afternoon. First pitch on the way from Scarrow, misses up high, ball 1. Not only will the winner of this game move on to face Minico coming up in this afternoon, but it also will move them into the double elimination phase of the conference tournament by winning the play-in game. The 1-0. Misses inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Check that, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes, my bad. So 2-0, Scarrow back up on top into his second full inning of relief after coming in to replace Jaden Boss. The breaking pitch misses outside, and it's now 3 balls and no strikes. Scarrow, both feet on the rubber, rocks, and here he comes with a 3-0. Swung on and missed. Took something off of it. Johnson out in front of it a bit. And the count goes to 3 balls and a strike. Here's Scarrow's 3-1 offering on the way to Craig Johnson. Swung on and missed, and is now full 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Johnson, Whitehead, and Green to hit here in the top of the 5th. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Cragen rolls it up along the third base line. It's picked there by Rowe, and then the throw pulls Boss off the bag. That'd have been a tough play for the third baseman. Infield hit for Cragen Johnson, his first hit of the game. Now here's Caden Whitehead. Popped up, reached on an error, 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Outfield straight away against Cragen. Or check that, against Caden, I should say. As a pitch swung on and missed. Whitehead with a big, high looping swing. It's very long. Takes advantage of it. Did Scarro and got the first pitch past him. Scarro ready again. Checks back at Johnson at first base. The next pitch on the corner. It's 0-2. So Preston putting up 3 spots in each of the last 2 innings to jump back in front, 7-4. Got a run in the first. All of Jerome's runs came in 1 inning. Ball popped up in the infield. They makes the catch, and then Johnson was hung up between second and third, and they get the double play in the infield. So Whitehead pops up to short. Johnson was running on the pitch and kept going to second base and is out 6-3, so it's a double play. And back to the top of the order now with 2 outs, and here's Tate Green, who's 0 for 2, walked and scored a run back in the first. And the first pitch is, I think he called it a foul ball at home plate, 0-1. The ball came up and in on Green, but hit off the knob of the bat, and it's a foul ball. Scarro ready, the 0-1 offering is hooked down the line, but it's going to hook foul. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Today's game brought to you by Agri Service, 4085 North 75th West in Hyde Park, Utah. Together we can drive agriculture forward. Remember, they have all the popular brands of machinery you might need: Massey Ferguson, Kubota, Heston, and Challenger. Drop by and see them or check them out on the web at agra-service.com. As the pitch misses down, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Center fielder's a few steps over into left center field, so it leaves a little bit of a gap in right center. And James, the right fielder, playing well off the line. Ground ball, again foul up along the third base side. So 1-2. Scarro rocks and throws. Here's the 1-2. Hit in the air, short left. It's going to be trouble. Wallace, the shortstop, going out. Able to put the glove on it and make the play for the out. As Green is now 0 for 3 and Preston gone here in the top of the 5th. No runs, a hit. No errors, nobody left. We'll go middle 5, Preston 7, Jerome 4 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
The Limbic Arc may help you or someone you know be more calm. It's simple to use. Find out more by logging on to mylocalradio.com and clicking on the Limbic Arc logo. Check it out now. Visit mylocalradio.com and click on any Limbic Arc logo.
Advertise your open positions on the radio. You'll be amazed how quickly you see a response. You'll reach more people for less. The Job Stop includes radio and internet advertising. Call us for more info. We're a local company with a toll-free number, 833-856-9625. That's 833-856-9625.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that 20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
KACH.
Bottom of the 5th. 7-4. Preston leads. Waiting for Smith to come out and start his warm-up tosses as the catcher Dylan Haslam was the on-deck hitter. So took him a minute to get his gear on. Now they're out there getting ready to go back to work as Smith will start his warm-up tosses. Mason Rao, Kyle Craig, and J.W. James do up. This is 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the lineup for the Jerome Tigers here. Scheduled to hit here in the bottom of the fifth inning. So they throw the ball down, ready to go to work here, bottom 5 as Mason Rue comes up. (7-4) Preston. Rue 0 for 2. Grounded out, flew out to center. As the first pitch is outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 pitch, popped up. Foul ground, third base side. Green giving chase, but it's going to be out of his reach. As it lands softly in foul territory, and it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Rue was 0 for 2. Grounded out in the first, flew out to center in the second. Waiting for everybody to get back into position. Smith with a new ball. Reinsen comes home. The 1-1 pitch bounces up there. 2 balls and a strike. We mentioned that for Preston, they lost a game in the bottom of the 7th inning against Jerome this year. The first game of the doubleheaders, the 2-1 pitch misses outside. That was one of 3 games that they had decided in the bottom of the 7th inning. Actually, 3 losses. They did have 1 victory to their credit as the pitch to Mason Rue misses down low, ball 4. He heads down to first base. 3rd walk of the game by Isaiah Smith. And now here's the catcher, Kyle Craig, who singled and struck out 1 for 2 on the afternoon. So Craig at the plate. Rue away from first base. Trailing by 3. I don't know if they're going to be venturing to put a play on here or not. Smith holding. The first pitch to Craig is hit foul, and it's 0-1. Rue, who has stolen 8 bases on the year, over there at first base. No balls and 1 strike on the catcher, Craig. J.W. James moves out on deck. Smith, again, peeking behind him back over at first base. The 0-1 is over for a strike again, and it's 0-2. So they jump ahead of the Tiger catcher, no balls and 2 strikes. Smith ready again, sets at the belt, and there goes the runner. The pitch is outside. The throw is going to be right on the base, and in time. Got him. Haslam throws out his second base runner of the day. First out here as the count goes to 1-2 on Kyle Craig. So a ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch swung on and missed. So Craig strikes out. Quickly 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Strikeout number 7 today for Smith. And with 2 outs, J.W. James is the scheduled hitter as he comes to home plate. James walked in the second, scored a run, then took a called 3rd strike his last time up here today. As the first pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Breaking pitch on the corner, it's 0-2. So Smith has certainly limited the number of opportunities for the Tigers here today. As the pitch swung on and missed, they'll have to tag the batter at home plate, which they do. Strikeout, 2 unassisted, 2 more strikeouts in the inning for Smith. That's 8 in the game, and we're done with 5 as we head to the 6th. Preston on top, 7-4 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
If you're doing some cleanup work around the yard, the house, the garage, or the farm, remember, you can turn scrap metal into cash when you take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal in Preston. They pay top dollar for aluminum cans, aluminum window and door frames, brass and steel. They take junk cars and trucks, farm equipment, and industrial gear. So rather than taking that stuff to the landfill, park it on the scales at Idaho Salvage and Metal on West Oneida in Preston.
From sunup to sundown, we spend our time on the dairy, caring for cows and producing milk. And we also love being part of our tight-knit communities, being advocates for the kids in our schools, and being providers of safe, nutritious food for families around here and around the world. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
KACH.
Five innings in the book. We'll go to the sixth. 7-4 Preston. And here in the top of the sixth inning for the Indians, 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Dylan Haslam, Jackson Fazer, and Isaiah Smith due up. As today's game is brought to you in part by your local Farmers Insurance agent, Corey Bingham, who is in Logan, but he's been serving the folks in Franklin and Cache counties for over 20 years. You can call him for a free quote today and check on some great Farmers Insurance. Call him at 435-713-4500, 435-713-4500. Or if you're in the area, stop by and see him in his office. 345 North, 100 East in Logan. Open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5. And Dylan Haslam comes to the home plate to lead off here in the sixth. Haslam, couple of hits, singled, doubled, was hit by a pitch, so he's been on base 3 times here today. And he has scored twice as the first pitch is up high from Scarrow, 1 ball and no strikes. The 0-1 on the 1-0 on the way. Breaking ball. Misses down and away. 2 balls and no strikes is Haslam, trying to lead off the inning by reaching base safely. Here in the top of the sixth inning with Preston up by 3. They lead it 7-4. Remember, the winner of this game plays Minico coming up about 5 o'clock this afternoon. Next pitch hit in the air. Shallow center. Center fielder comes up and makes a catch for the out. And there's one out here in the top of the sixth. So that brings up Jackson Fazer. New center fielder was Justin Page. We couldn't figure out who that was after all the pitching changes a couple of innings ago. And the first pitch to Fazer misses outside and high. Ball 1 ball and no strikes. Fazer struck out, flew out, also singled back in the third. One-0 pitch on the way. Is outside again, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Outfield against Fazer straightaway. Mills, the left fielder, fairly shallow around and left. Is Scarrow ready to come home again? And Roxon comes home with the 2-0 pitch. A little looper into left. That's going to fall for a hit for Jackson. And he has his second hit of the day, a 1-out single here in the sixth. So 1 out, 1 on for Isaiah Smith, who now comes to the plate.
Now batting for Preston, number 6, Isaiah Smith.
10th hit of the game for the Indians. And here is Smith. So second hit of the game for Fazer as they Scarro backs off and bluffs over to first. That's 6 multi-hit games now on the year for Jackson Facer. Pitch to Smith is lined along the left field line. That's going to get in, and that's going to roll the wall as Mills has to chase it into the corner. Facer trucking for third. He'll be in there standing on a double by Isaiah Smith. Second hit of the game for Isaiah as well. Runners at second and third and 1 out. And for Smith, that is his 6th multi-hit game of the year. And Justin Inglett will come up. Inglett, he's the hot bat today. Singled in the first, singled and scored in the third, doubled home a run in the fourth, and he has a pair of RBIs today. And lines one to left field. That's a base hit. He's 4 for 4 and has another run batted in. And it's 8-4 Preston. So 3 RBIs today for Justin Inglett. As Smith goes all the way to third base and runners at the corners. And we're going to have another pitching change here for the Jerome Tigers. As Mason Rue is now going to come in and pick up on the mound. So while Rue goes through his warm-up tosses, let's take a quick break. Back with more after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
It's time for the West Motor Spring Clearance with deep discounts and huge savings on all models, but especially the 2018 models. For example, save up to $13,550 on a new Ram truck. The all-new Jeep Wrangler that is usually never discounted, save up to $7,228. The first all-new redesigned 2019 heavy duty just arrived this week. Come and experience for yourself true refinement and innovation in person. All savings and discounts are clearly marked on each vehicle. Call, click, or visit us today at West Motor Company.
West Motor Company.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
KACH.
So Mason Rue becomes the new pitcher here for Jerome. As we continue working here in the top of the 6th inning, 8-4 Indians on top. For Rue, as he comes in here, this will be his 5th appearance overall on the year. He's 1-1 with an ERA of 3.32. He's worked in a total of 6 1/3 innings, given up 5 runs, 3 earned on a total of 5 hits. He's walked 5 and struck out 4 overall on the year as well. First man he will face is Alex Hansen with runners at the corners and 1 out here in the top of the 6th and a run in. As Hansen, first ball swinging, it's off the glove of the third baseman, picked up by Wallace. He will not have a play as Smith comes in to make it 9-4. It's be an error on the third baseman. So Hansen reaches on the air as Isaiah Smith comes in, second run of the inning to go along with 3 hits, and it's now 9-4. And here is Zach Allen, who had a 2-run double earlier in the game. He's also struck out a couple of times and lines this one fair into right field. Got it just over Boss's head. Here comes Inglett to score to make it another 3rd run of the inning. As Allen has his 3rd RBI of the game.
Now batting for Preston, number 20.
So 3 runs home in the inning. That makes it 10-4. And now here is Cragen Johnson with runners at the corners and still only 1 out. Rue ready, comes home. The first pitch to Johnson is on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. Hanson down the line from third. Cragen cues it foul over on the first base side. Time called. The umpire needs whatever baseballs might have come back in. And the count goes to 0-2 after the foul ball on Johnson, who singled, walked, and struck out. 1 for 2 overall on the day. Rue ready, sets at the belt. Checks the runners at the corners, and the pitch to Johnson is on the inside corner, strike 3 call. That's the second out of the inning. First strikeout for Rue. And with 2 outs, that brings up Caden Whitehead.
Now batting for Preston, number 21, Caden Whitehead.
That's the 5th Indian hitter to go down on strikes here today. So 10-4, 3 times today. Preston has put up 3 runs in an inning. As the next pitch misses inside to Whitehead. 2 balls and no strikes. They put up 3 runs in the 3rd, 4th, and here in the 6th to go along with a single run in the top of the first inning. So 10 runs on 4 hits, and lead it 10-4, I should say. Ball in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. Here comes Hanson from third. He'll score on the wild pitch, and that makes it 11-4. So the pitch in the dirt allows the run to come in. Makes it 11-4, Preston on top. Three balls and a strike on Caden Whitehead. Zach Allen now at second base. The 3-0 pitch over for a strike. Three runs, 11 hits. Check that, 11 runs, 11 hits, I should say, for the Indians. As the pitch is up and in to Whitehead, that's ball 4. Second time today that the Indians will send at least 9 men to the plate in the inning, as Tate Green will come up. He is the 9th hitter here in the top of the 6th. Runners at first and second here for the Indians. Pitch home to Green. Gets away from the catcher, not far enough for anybody to advance as Craig gets on that in a hurry. As both runners hold their positions.
Batting for Preston, number 27, Tate Green.
4 hits here in the inning. Producing 3 runs for Preston. Ball hit in the air, foul territory, third base side, and running out of room over there. So it's 0-1. Dalen Thompson into the game, now playing third base. Next pitch home to Green. That's a dead ball at home plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As again, Green can't get that barrel into the, they should say they handle the bat out of the way. The foul ball hits off the bottle cap of the bat. And it goes to a ball and 2 strikes here. The 1-2. Big overhand breaking pitch stays high. 2-2. That's a heck of a pitch, though. It is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 11 runs on the day here for the Indians. Here's the next pitch home. Swung on and missed as Green strikes out, and the Indians are gone here in the top of the 6th inning, but not before they score 3 more runs on 4 hits. They leave 2 men on base, and there were no errors in the inning, and we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's now Indians 11, Tigers 4 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
Whether a loved one passes suddenly and much too soon or after a long and fruitful earthly journey, the families of Northern Cache Valley have known for years they can rely on sensitive and professional care from Webb Funeral Home. Now in their beautiful full-service facility on the south side of Preston, Webb Mortuary urges you to consider the benefits of pre-planning final arrangements in order that your wishes are carried out and difficult decisions are not left to your surviving family members. Make an appointment soon to talk about pre-planning with your friends at Webb Funeral Home. Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
KACH.
Caitlin Thompson leads off here in the bottom of the sixth inning. First two pitches from Smith, breaking pitches over for a strikes. And next pitch misses down and away, so it's 1-2 to Thompson. Next pitch hit foul. And it stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Thompson came in during the last pitching change, took over at third base. He's up there for the first time today, and he lines one toward right. Whitehead coming over toward the line, can't get it. Has to pick it up on a bounce. And for Thompson, singles to lead off here in the bottom of the sixth inning. So that's 4 of the 6 innings this afternoon that the Jerome Tigers have put the leadoff man on base here against Isaiah Smith. As the first pitch pops in and out of the glove, says Haslam has to go get it, and that's going to allow the runner to go to second base. So Thompson advances. That ball was up. Haslam had to come out of his crouch quickly to try to reach up high and get the ball. And when it bounced away from him, it hit off the umpire's back and then rolled toward the backstop screen as Boss hits the air, puts the ball in the air toward right. Whitehead comes up, makes the play. That's the first out of the inning. And staying at second base was Dalen Thompson with 1 out. So that'll bring up Justin Page.
Now batting for Jerome, number 12, Page.
Page 0 for 1 on the day. He came in to replace Caleb Leitner at the first pitching change today. He's 0 for 1, having grounded out to second base. And takes the first pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-1. So Isaiah Smith, first time he faced Jerome this year, he struck out 10. He has 8 so far here today. The 0-1. Swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Snap throw back to second base, and back in time there is the runner Thompson. Inglet sneaks in behind the runner again, stands at second base as the pitch is down low and in, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Smith sets at the belt, looks back at second base. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. So Page goes down on strikes. That's strikeout number 9 today for Isaiah Smith. And there's 2 outs. And here's Garrett Scarro, who has a pair of hits onto his name here today. And let's see if it's actually Scarro who's coming up. I believe it is. So Scarro stayed in after the pitching change. Runner at second base and 2 outs. And Smith coming home, and the first pitch is up high, ball 1. Scarro singled, scored a run in the second, singled in the fourth, and then was out on a force play. in the inning. Next pitch home to Scarro. Breaking pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. And it's 1-1. If you're thinking that for Preston this could be their high water mark for runs in a game, ground ball to short. England has it near the bag, straightens and throws and gets him. As Scarro's out 6-3. No runs, a hit, one man left. As we'll through 6 innings complete. When we come back, we will tell you more about the high water mark for Preston as far as number of runs they've scored so far in an inning this year. As we'll do all that after this, as we are done with 6 here today. We'll go to the 7th. Preston 11, Jerome 4 on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
At Franklin County Medical Center. At Franklin County Medical Center,
here we go.
Their goal
Top
is to
of the
get you
7th
back
inning.
in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life.
Ready to go to
Franklin
work
County Sports.
here in the top of the 7th. Then Dylan Haslam will lead it off here for Preston. And the first pitch is up high, ball 1 ball and no strikes. Haslam, Facer, and Smith due up here in the top of the 7th inning for the Indians. Pitch misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. So Preston with 11 runs on the board today, and you're thinking, well, they've scored a lot of runs today. Is that their high water mark for the year? The answer is no. As the next pitch misses up high again, ball 3 balls and no strikes. As far as the high water mark this year for Preston for number of runs in a game, as the pitch is behind Haslam, inadvertently goes to the backstop, and the leadoff man aboard as Haslam draws a walk. First walk given up by Mason Rue. Now here's Jackson Fazer, who has a pair of hits. Scored twice today. Is Facer coming back up? The high water mark for the Indians as far as runs in a game. They've scored 12 runs in that 12-8 win as the runner goes, and nobody really covering second base, and Haslam will steal it standing up. As they scored 12 runs in the 12-8 win at Filer a couple of weeks ago. 1 ball and no strikes on Johnson. Next pitch to Facer again, misses down low. It's ball 2 balls and no strikes. So 2-0. Haslam the runner at second. As the pitch popped up right around third base. Going to travel out to the short left field. Mills is there, puts it away. And that's the first out here in the top of the 7th inning. So 1 out. And here's Isaiah Smith. Smith with 2 hits today, scored a couple of runs, and hits that pitch foul over on the first base side, and that'll land out of play, and it's 0-1. He singled in the 4th, doubled in the 6th. Also hit into a pair of fielder's choices earlier in the game. So 2 for 4 overall on the afternoon for Isaiah. And a lot of movement behind him as Rue, watching Haslam kind of dance around out there, will back off before coming home. Now sets again. Again has the sign that he wants. Sets at the belt and comes home. The pitch swung on and missed. There goes Haslam for third. He's going to be out from me to you. So Haslam thrown out. Really not even close at third base. And Isaiah Smith still at the plate. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2. Here in the top of inning number 7. And that pitch is up high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you're looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th inning for Jerome, they'll start with the number 9 hitter, Garrett Elson, then back to the top of the order. The 2-2 pitch. Off-speed curveball. Smith just kind of cues foul over by the first base dugout, and it stays at a ball and 2 strikes. So Preston, who had lost 7 straight coming into today's game, leading handily, as the breaking pitch is over for a strike, as Smith goes down looking, and the Indians are gone here in the top of the 7th inning. No runs, a walk, nobody left. As we are done with 6.5, Preston on top 11-4 on FM 105.5, AM 1340 and mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Casasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
It's time for the West Motor Spring Clearance with deep discounts and huge savings on all models, but especially the 2018 models. For example, save up to $13,550 on a new Ram truck. The all-new Jeep Wrangler that is usually never discounted, save up to $7,228. The first all-new redesigned 2019 heavy duty just arrived this week. Come and experience for yourself true refinement and innovation in person. All savings and discounts are clearly marked on each vehicle. Call, click, or visit us today at West Motor Company.
West Motor Company.
KACH.
Well, here we go. Bottom of the 7th inning. As Preston leading 11-4. And the number 9 hitter in the lineup, Garrett Elson, will lead off here for the Tigers. Isaiah Smith stays out on the hill, having given up only 4 runs on 6 hits this afternoon and struck out 9, and now jumps out ahead of Elson, 0-2. Jerome Wallace and Mason Rue also will hit here in the 7th inning. 3 outs away from moving on to face Minico, coming up a little bit later this afternoon as the 0-2 pitch misses down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the next pitch is swung on and missed, and that will equal the season high strikeouts for Isaiah Smith, his 10th of the game. And for the second time this year, he has rung up 10 against the Jerome Tigers in a start.
Now batting for Jerome, number 5, Wallace.
So back to the top of the order, and Jerome Wallace with 1 out. And Wallace takes the first pitch outside, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. As the pitch over again, and it's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Smith now starting to work quickly here in the bottom of the 7th inning, starting to feel this and really trying to get this thing wrapped up. And the pitch again misses outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The problem is when you do that is you start messing up your mechanics as everything starts to get rushed. Fastball is on the outside, just outside, missed the plate, and the count now full, 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball, inside corner, strikeout number 11 on the day for Isaiah Smith. Wallace goes down looking. Second out, now here's Mason Rue, who's started the game at second base, wrapping it up on the mound this afternoon. 0 for 2 plus a walk, and was out trying to steal earlier in the game, and the first pitch is a fastball that's high. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0. Missed outside, 2-0. So 2-0, and the pitch home from Smith. A breaking ball on the outside edge, 2-1. 11 runs, 11 hits for the Indians. Ground ball towards short. England has it on a nice big hop, throws across in time, and this one is in the books as Smith sets the side down in order here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Preston wins at 11-4. Back with the wrap-up after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Today's game has been brought to you by West Motors, Preston Drug, First American Title, Stokes Market, True Value, Signature Home Health Care, Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, Franklin Medical Center, Agra Service, S&T Electric, Farmers Insurance, Corey Bingham, Agent, Northern Title Company, Idaho Salvage, Limbrick Arc, and The Job Shop. Now stay tuned for the postgame show, coming right up.
It's a beautiful day for a ball game today. If you and I are out of dollars and cents, oh honey, we can always share a little hole in the fence. It's a beautiful day for the ladies. All your dishes away. We're gonna cheer and boo and raise a hullabaloo.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
The Limbic Arc may help you or someone you know be more calm. It's simple to use. Find out more by logging on to mylocalradio.com and clicking on the Limbic Arc logo. Check it out now. Visit mylocalradio.com and click on any Limbic Arc logo.
Advertise your open positions on the radio. You'll be amazed how quickly you see a response. You'll reach more people for less. The Job Stop includes radio and internet advertising. Call us for more info. We're a local company with a toll-free number, 833-856-9625. That's 833-856-9625.
It's time for the West Motor Spring Clearance with deep discounts and huge savings on all models, but especially the 2018 models. For example, save up to $13,550 on a new Ram truck. The all-new Jeep Wrangler that is usually never discounted, save up to $7,228. The first all-new redesigned 2019 heavy duty just arrived this week. Come and experience for yourself true refinement and innovation in person. All savings and discounts are clearly marked on each vehicle. Call, click, or visit us today at West Motor Company.
West Motor Company.
KACH.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard.
Well, we'll wrap up the first game of what becomes a doubleheader here today. And for Preston, they now move into the double elimination phase of the tournament for the Great Basin 10 Conference as they win the first game here today by the score of 11-4. As a great pitching outing today for Isaiah Smith. Went a complete game, allowed just 6 hits, and struck out a season-high 11 on the afternoon here today to pick up the victory, 11-4. Final totals for Preston to win it, 11 runs on 12 hits. They commit 1 error. Good pitching and great defense for Preston. And I don't care what level, pitching and defense combined will always win a game for you as they win it here 11-4. For Jerome, their totals, 4 runs on 6 hits. They commit 2 errors on the afternoon. As Smith, a complete game victory, and the loss goes today to Jaden Boss, who had beaten Preston earlier on in the year this year as well. Time in the game, 1 hour and 57 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to send you back to the studio for those folks listening on FM 105.5 and AM 1340. John Beverly will have some music for you for the next 30 minutes or so, and then we'll come back with the what for the Indians actually turns into their opening round game of the tournament, as they'll take on the Minico Spartans from here at Warburton Field here in Minico. So for now, we'll send you back to the studio, and for those watching on FM 105.5, well, we'll come back and we'll join you here in about 30 minutes, I'm guessing, with Game 2 of the day, and what really becomes the first game in the first round for the Indians as they'll take on the Minico Spartans. So for now, that'll wrap it up for here. Preston wins at 11-4. I'm Dan Hubbard. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.